Earlier this year, our community experienced another tragedy, but thanks to the incredible work of our first responders and the partnership with the community, the explosion that occurred at Friendly Gardens Apartments could have been so much more severe, so much more worse than it actually ended up being. But while, by the grace of God, nobody passed away in that specific incident, we know there have been too many examples across our community and across this country in which buildings that were not safe, that were not properly safeguarded, led to tragedy, and often disproportionately impacting our Black and brown communities and often disproportionately impacting children, youth, and families. There's so much that we have to do as a community, and this month reminds us that we have to take every step reasonable, whether it's legislation, whether it's education, whether it's supporting our first responders, but also the residents that live in these particular homes and ensuring that they have the safety and security that they need. The fastest growing demographic in our community is our aging population, and that brings with it a unique set of challenges, but also opportunities to ensure that we support all of our residents, especially those most vulnerable. So I am proud to be standing with the county executive and recognizing this important proclamation, and now I turn to him to say a few words. Mr. County Executive.
So this year's theme is safety for all, building codes and action. And as Gabe mentioned, you know, we had that tragic event in Silver Spring that could have been a lot worse. The county's also had a number of deck collapses over the last year. Anybody ever goes into Home Depot, you don't see people doing a lot of work with building permits. It's a lot of folks going home and building their own decks. We are offering a deck inspection program now. And we've had over 500 applicants, and I think you've done over 200 inspections already to help make sure that people's decks are safe and they don't collapse on them. This county takes this very seriously, so we're being proactive about this. We're not looking for somebody who did it without a permit. We just want to make sure these things have been done right, and we want to give people the peace of mind that the work is satisfactory, and if they need to fix it, they can fix it. These dedicated code officials, they've really stepped up during COVID-19. They kept doing this work throughout, doing the inspections we needed to do, and also processing applications and permits so that office did not shut down during COVID. So I want to thank them for persistence through this very difficult period. And we recognize this work is both critical to public safety and critical to the economy. We need to make sure that our buildings are safe. We need to be able to process applications in a timely manner. And everybody needs to have a comfort level that when you go into a building in Montgomery County, you know that it's been inspected, you know that it's safe, and you know that it's going to be there when you leave. So I'm just very happy to be here today. We have an amazing team of people. Our fire department is part of all this. Permitting services, it takes a team to do this work, and we've put together a team that's really doing this work aggressively, and I'm really happy to see all these inspections being done. Thank you.
Absolutely, and in a moment, the county executive will read the proclamation, but I'm going to introduce the folks that are behind me, just to, not to say a few words, but just to recognize their important work. We've got an all-star cast here, and that are doing phenomenal work every day. Mitra Piadim, the Director of the Department of Permitting Services, Ishan Motasedi, the Deputy Director, Kadban Bedios, Victor Salazar from Zoning, Well and Septic and Code Compliance Division Chief, James Sackett, the Residential Inspections Manager, Sonia Burke, Community Outreach Manager, Lori Lee Savage, DPS Senior Executive Administrative Assistant, and we are also joined by Chief Scott Goldstein, and we also have Ivan Eloisa, representing the Department of Housing and Community Affairs, and Emily Dedita from the Montgomery County Department of Transportation. So thank you all so much for your remarkable work. I see Chris Conklin's here as well. So thank you all. We will now read the proclamation. All right. We've gotten good at this. Whereas Montgomery County, Maryland is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends on the safety and essential role our homes, buildings, and infrastructure play, both in everyday life and when disasters strike. And
whereas Our confidence in the resilience of these buildings is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, builders, designers, engineers, laborers, plumbers, and others in the construction industry who work to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And
whereas the guardians who are dedicated members of the Department of Permitting Services and work with the other county departments, including Fire and Rescue Services, Housing and Community Affairs, and Department of Transportation, to ensure that the built environment follows and implements the highest quality codes to protect us in buildings where we live, learn, work, and play. And
whereas the theme for Building Safety Month 2022 is Safety for All, Building Codes in Action, encourages county residents to raise awareness about planning for safe and sustainable construction, career opportunities in building code enforcement, disaster mitigation, backyard safety, energy conservation, and a safe and abundant water supply, and recognizes that countless lives have been saved due to the implementation of safety rules by Montgomery County. And
all right. Whereas during Building Safety Month, people all over the world are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety, resilience, and economic investment at home and in the community, and acknowledge the essential service provided to all of us by local and state building departments, fire prevention bureaus, and federal agencies in protecting lives and property. Now, therefore, it be resolved that Mark Elrich as County Executive and myself as Council President of Montgomery County, Maryland, hereby proclaim May 2022 as Building Safety Month. In Montgomery County, we encourage our residents to join in honoring our commitment to our building professionals and county departments that keep our communities safe. Signed by myself and the County Executive.